Hello, I'm Katie Sewell, and this is A Bittersweet Moment with Tiffany Parks.
Hello and welcome to The Bittersweet Life. I'm Tiffany Parks, and this is your midweek Bittersweet Moment. I'm here with my friend Valentina, and I thought that we would chat a little bit about the new news here in Italy that starting today, actually, I'm recording this on May 16th, there are now flights from the United States to Italy and also from other parts of the world, and people from around the world can now come to Italy without having to quarantine. So the reason I want to talk to my friend Valentina about this is because she works for an airline, and she works here in Rome at the Fiumicino airport. So thank you so much for joining us, Valentina.
Thank you, Tiffany.
I guess the first thing I wanted to ask was, what has it been like working in Fiumicino airport during the pandemic for the past 12, 14 months? Like, how has that been different from your normal working life?
Well, it has been very, very different. To us, it has been like a nightmare, because we were like, we used to see a lot of people coming from all the world. We were happy because we like to meet people and we like to talk to new people, especially to United States people, American people. They are very, open-minded. We like them. We love them a lot. So we've been through this terrible period where the airport was sometimes completely empty, with no one. Just few flights, domestic departures with few people on board, and it was very, very sad. It was not a real airport to us.
Did it feel kind of like, I don't know, those like dystopian type films?
Yes, absolutely. It looks like a fantasy movie. You could never imagine something like this. We just look to each other and say, I can't believe this. And then, after the pandemic happened in Italy, we had so few flights, and because of this, so few passengers, all duty-free were closed. So it was really an empty airport. It was like a desert.
My God, I can't even imagine that, having been to Fiumicino so many times and always seeing it so packed with people. Was it not ever kind of a relief to not have to have the crowds of people around you?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, we say, oh my God, too many passengers, too many people around us. But then it's our job. This is what our job is. We work with people, and having empty flight, empty airport, it's not normal.
Well, hopefully things are going to start changing now. So I'm curious to know what you think. First of all, as an Italian who lives here in Italy, and, most of us are not vaccinated around our age, but also as someone, an airport professional, what you feel about this new decision from the Italian government to open up the borders and let anyone who has a negative COVID test come into the country. What do you feel?
We feel like it's a new era, a new era. It's like the end of a nightmare, actually. This situation, it's not a normal situation. Things must return like before. And we are waiting for our passengers. We want to talk to our passengers. We want the things just like before. Not only in the airport, all over Italy. We miss our tourists because they were like, the crowded places in restaurants, squares, where you see all those people looking at your monuments and your country and admire you from every, from the north to the south of Italy. It's we miss this too much.
Do you think it's possible that it will go back to normal, as you say, how it was, or do you think it will always be a little bit different?
Well, I hope things will be like before. Of course, it's going to take time. But I think that I have a lot of hope. I think that we can have what we have lost.
Oh, that's good. A lot of people have been saying that, we were just in lockdown a month ago here in Italy. And until last week, we weren't even able to go to Tuscany if it were not for a very specific reason, a work reason or a health reason. And now all of a sudden, the tourists can come back in? Do you think it's too sudden of a change, or do you think it's the right time?
I think it's the right time. I think that the government is thinking about great security measure for everyone. We just spent a whole year trying to understand, to make new rules in order to protect people, and I think we are ready.
It's Katie stepping in real fast to tell you about a game that Derek and I played a lot during the lockdown and continue to play, even though things are opening up. It's called Love Letter. In Love Letter, a princess is looking for a partner and confidant to help her with the royal duties when she assumes the throne. It's your job to prove your worth and gain her trust by enlisting friends and family to carry a letter of intent to her. Love Letter is very simple to play. You draw a card and play a card on your turn, and use the character's abilities on the card to stay in the round and get your letter closer to the princess. It's a 2 to 6 player card game, and it's quick. It plays in about 20 minutes, and it fits in your pocket so you can take it anywhere. Trust me, I have taken this game on multiple trips. You really can take it anywhere. Love Letter is appropriate for ages 10 and up, and it's available for $11.99 through Z-Man Games. You can find it at Target, your local game store, or at zmangames.com. Back to the show.
Now, the last thing I want to ask you is more of a practical question. There are new COVID-free flights open to all Americans, I believe, if they have a negative test. How do those flights work? What do you have to do? Do you have to quarantine? What do you have to do to book one of those flights?
Of course, there's no quarantine, and that's the big things, because you cannot ask up to a person that has two weeks of vacancy to spend all the vacancy in a quarantine place. I mean, it's not possible. So the good thing is this, that you have to live with a negative COVID test that has been, you have to do that 72 hours before your departure. It could be any kind of test. There are many different COVID tests, PCR, a real time, or just molecular test. You can do whatever you want. I mean, yeah, the important thing is that it's done not before 72 hours. With this, you are free to go wherever you go.
So you don't have to take another COVID test at the airport?
It depends on the place where you go. Well, in some countries, yeah, you have to do that. But after this is just to avoid quarantine. It's a good thing. It takes just a few seconds, and most of the airports are they have COVID test places where you can do it. You can do it in the airport. It's very faster and easy. So it just takes a few minutes. You just have to do it, and then you can be che stai tranquillo, no?
You can be tranquil.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you know that you are negative, you're not going to infect anyone, and it's okay, and then your holiday can start.
That sounds great. I'm really excited about that, because I'm hoping to go to the States and then, of course, come back to Italy this summer. So I was personally extremely relieved when I heard about that. Do you know what cities are offering that flight now?
Not yet. For the moment, I mean, I can talk about my company. We are planning to have flights to Los Angeles, Miami, and Boston. So if the thing is going to go, we will surely have this COVID-free flight with these cities.
That is so exciting. Well, thank you so much, Valentina, for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And we all hope that tourism picks up in Italy, because the country definitely needs it. Thanks so much for listening. Join us again.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to the show if you haven't already. And if you love it, leave us a good review and tell all of your friends about us. Also, if you have an idea for a bittersweet moment, send it to us by email or voice memo. We're at bittersweetlife@mail.com, or find us using the contact page at thebittersweetlife.net.